we go. Jesus. Alright, well, webcam doesn't work with this because it just apparently affects the mouse. I won't be able to use both at the same time. So we're just doing audio. God, I hate live streams. It's not really that I hate, like, the fact that people want to see them. It's the fact that, like, they never work. Never, ever work. Just paste it. Just for the love of God. There's nothing else running. Oh my God. Piss off, Twitch. There we go. Will that help? Does that help at all? I can't tell. Surround's kind of sluggish. Nope. Okay. Nope, wrong faces. Need to. Oh. Many apologies. There we go. There's a. Need another O. Okay. We're all the way to there. Open mouth. Copy. Oop. Right there. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I need the... Oh, there we go. Hey, buddy, what's up? Density Dennis? Density Dennis? Am I saying that right? Is that your handle? I'm looking at this on my phone, so... Do you have any idea of a construction I can put... What? Construction, I'm guessing something to make, that I can put above me on which I can hang comforters for room reflection. Huh, let me think of something. Are you trying to hang it on the wall, or are you just trying to hang it on like the ceiling above you? Because I mean, the obvious answer is to get like some ceiling hooks and some wall mounting, whatever those things are, those little plastic things that go in the wall. You can just call me Dennis. All right, I'll just call you Dennis. So I guess it would depend on the weight of the comforters, or the things you're trying to hang, and where you're trying to hang them. Also, what kind of wall. If it's wood, just nails. Nails or screws, or, I mean, literally anything can go on wood. But as far as, like, if it's, like, a really cheap apartment, and you don't want to leave a lot of, you know, damage on the wall, then you can get those, what is it? Those things that you pull the tab to, like, release the stickiness or whatever. You can use those, and they can have, like, hooks on them, and then you can get, like, something that's I love how, okay, so I love how your comment got restricted because of the phrase "hung over." I had to accept it. That's funny. So something that stands, oh, by itself, not attached to the wall. Okay, okay. Yeah, let's see. Let me see if I can find something. So there are these things I used to use that are for, like coat racks kind of thing. Let's see. Clothing rack, I guess. That are like on wheels. And a lot of them are like just in like pieces that you can like snap together or take apart, that you can and they'll normally have like a layer down at the bottom that's kind of like a shelf that you can put stuff, something heavy down at the bottom so the whole thing doesn't topple over. And that's what I used for a few years. I actually still have one that I don't really use all that much anymore, but it's like plastic, and it's about, I don't know, about your about average height, and you can hang stuff over it. Again, it depends on how heavy the comforters are. But yeah, you can find something like that at Walmart or Amazon or Best Buy or Target, anything like that. Just look for like coat racks, something that you can like take apart and put back together and take up little space. They have all kinds of variety. I suggest that. Let's see what else is like. Is the Blue Spark good for vocals such as songs with 50? I don't know. I've never used. I don't think I've ever used it. Well, no, that's not true. I have used the Blue Spark for singing, but never for like 50s style. Let me think. I'm trying to think of. I would think that. I mean, to make it sound like 50s style, you're pretty much just doing editing. I need to get back to this. You're pretty much just doing editing after the fact. So don't focus too much on the microphone. More focus on, is it a good enough microphone that I can then take it and edit it? And I'd say the Blue Spark is actually pretty good for that. So yeah. What kind of tripod are you talking? Oh, just dropped something. Oh, just dropped under my dirty, nasty desk. It's basically ruined forever. Depends on what kind of tripod you're talking. If you're talking like camera tripod, no. I don't really see how you'd be able to like hang something up with a camera tripod. So you'd have to explain to me that one. I just turned on a playlist and it's all just spooky. Oh, okay. Yeah, and you mean like the one with like the gooseneck, or the one that's got like the where you can basically loosen it up and then adjust it to where it's like a straight T, Yeah, you can do that. I've also done that before. I've absolutely done that before. I often travel with like a very small tripod that's easily collapsible when I go on the road and I know I could be doing voiceover. And sometimes I'll have like, if I'm in like a hotel that they put me in and it's like got a really good closet, then I'll just use the tripod to hang one of the blankets on or something like that. So yeah, you could absolutely do that. But again, you'd still want to put some weight down at the bottom. If it's going to be a really heavy kind of thing. As far as the Blue Yeti, I mean, I've used the Blue Spark. I don't know much about the Blue Yeti. I've used a couple Blue microphones. I totally need to just find someone who has a Blue Yeti and review one. Because I think in the past 2 years, no mic has been questioned more than that one. People send me so many questions like, hey, what do you think about the Blue? I don't think anything about it. I don't have one. I've never reviewed it. I've reviewed other Blue products, but not that one. Not that I'm against it. It's just that I haven't. But yeah, I just turned this music on. It's not really what I intended. I was like, oh, this is royalty free. This should be fine. The Blue Yeti is a good microphone. I know quite a few people who have one, and they can swear by them. But personally, I don't know much about them. I don't know enough about the Blue Yeti as far as what it sounds like, whose voice it might sound good on. I've also heard some people that didn't really like the sound of the Blue Yeti. They were like, yeah, I had one, then I traded it in because it just didn't sound right. So, just like any other mic, there's some people that a microphone will sound good on that it might not sound great on others. Which is, the whole point of doing microphone reviews is not to say, this is the one that's the best. None of them are the best, technically. I mean, there's some real bad ones. But I mean, of great microphones, none of them are the best. It just depends on, your voice, your situation, and what you're going to be using it for. Am I subscribed to PewDiePie? Are you talking to me or are you talking to Dennis? Am I subscribed to PewDiePie? Is that what you're asking? Because I am. I don't watch his stuff all that often. I used to a little bit more. But I kind of not really grew out of it, but just kind of, I don't know. Didn't really find the time to sit down and... Same thing with Markiplier. Oh God, I used to watch Markiplier all the time. Especially when I first moved to Austin. And I was just feeling lonely and sad and depressed because I had no friends and family. And I started watching Markiplier and PewDiePie. And there's just something really, calming and they're extremely friendly, extremely it really does feel like they're talking to you. And so yeah, I like those kind of guys, and that are funny. Yes, PewDiePie has had some controversy. Everyone's had controversy. Who cares? You can't be on the internet and not have controversy anymore. So, for anyone who's like, no, you can't because whatever, calm down, it's fine, who cares? You do you, I'll do me, okay? And we won't do each other, and we'll say goodnight. Are you marketing for Pewds right now? What's my opinion on Chuck E. Cheese? The Chucky as in the rat, or the mouse, or as in Chuck E. Cheese as in the pizza place? Because I haven't gone there in ever. Actually, I don't think I've ever gone to a Chuck E. Cheese. Have I gone to a Chuck E. Cheese? I'd have to ask my parents if I've ever been to a Chuck E. Cheese, because I have no memory of being at a Chuck E. Cheese. Probably was, and then I was just so hyped up on sugar and pizza that everything was a blur. Wouldn't be surprised. So PewDiePie, Chuck E. Cheese, really hitting the hot topics today. How do you prevent yourself from being typecast? Well, okay, so if we're talking acting, well, in voice acting, I'm not typecast. There's no type for me because I can do so many different types of voices, which is one of the reasons I really like voice acting. But acting, I'm typecast. I'm typecast as the weird, pudgy friend that's goofy and silly, and I've accepted that. I would rather actually have a career than be fighting it. And, that's kind of one of the reasons that I've kind of just kept to this way, because I keep seeing auditions. Everyone, especially when you're independent or, a small-time actor or, you're doing all your booking on your own, no one knows who you are. A lot of the times you're going to be doing really bit or independent parts, independent roles. And what a lot of actors want to do is they get in shape so they can be like the hero, the alpha male type and all this kind of stuff. And so there's like a sea of alpha male, good looking, 6-something, tan, ripped actors. And they're all fighting basically for the same, roles. They're all fighting for the same parts. However, if you're someone who's like me and, isn't really, isn't the alpha male type, then, there's going to be more, there's a better chance of me getting the role. There's a better chance of me getting the parts because I'm not competing against so many other people. You must witness the amazing cheese pizza rat nope. You must witness the almighty pizza rat, Chuck E. Cheese. Okay. I'll just take your word on that. You have come to bring us tidings of his lord, the Chuck. To bear witness of the fruits of his labor. And we shall all just revel in his majesty. Let's see. You haven't acted since 3rd grade. I'm just... Okay. Sorry. I thought someone was saying, you haven't acted this since 3rd grade. I had to stop it for a second. Okay, haven't acted. I don't know why act is in quotation marks. I mean, if it was on stage, it still counts. Since 3rd grade, I'm just out of college now and want to learn. Where should I look to dip my toe into acting? Depends on what city you're in, doggy. Depends on what city you're in. So if you're in a big city, definitely look for improv. Definitely look for improv groups, improv classes. Even though I don't understand the idea of improv classes, I really feel, you can't really teach improv as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you can put people in situations where they can get more comfortable with improv, but is teaching improv? I just feel like that's such a weird term. But definitely look for that. That's the most beneficial acting skill you'll have. In fact, I just did 2 auditions that were basically all about improv. So, not a big city, college town, 4 hours away from Atlanta. Well, if it's a college town, it probably could still have an improv group. And if it's college, it might still have an arts and theater. So definitely look to there first. You want to get comfortable with, being in front of people and being on stage and not being you. That's the first thing. So definitely start there, and then if you decide to move to a big city, then definitely look for actual acting classes. But definitely start there in your college. Which game, modern or old, do you think has the best replay value and why? I would say, and this is just biased, this is just me, I would say Resident Evil 4, just because I've played it so many times over and over again. definitely over 30, 35 times. I don't know why it's so replayable for me. I think it's because it's so free. Like, there's so many different ways that you could play it. I've played it with so many different challenges that, personally I've set upon myself, not challenges that are set in the game. And, all the different difficulties, the different games that are in it and all this kind of stuff. So definitely Resident Evil 4, but a close second would be Donkey Kong Country 3. For me, I could play that at any time. At any time in my day. Just pop that in, good to go. Nothing's going to stop me. So, I don't know. Kind of hard to say. What's your favorite childhood cartoon? Childhood cartoon? Man, that is... Wow. That... You really... Ooh. So I'm born in 1988, so most of my childhood is in the 90s, and good lord, there's so many good cartoons from the 90s. I'm not one of those people that says, like, that nobody makes good cartoons anymore. It's not true, but man, were there some good cartoons in the 90s. I'm trying to say something that's not so cliche. That's the hard part. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Probably is one of my favorites. Dragon Ball Z was a huge inspiration. At least for, like, getting me into voice acting. It was a huge inspiration. Because when I found out that so many of those roles were done by, like, the same guys, one dude who did so many different voices, that was a huge, inspiration. I was like, oh, yeah, I could do that. I could be one of those guys. Does, like, a whole butt ton of voices. But probably shows like that, probably. I've played through Resident Evil 4 several times. Oh, I get it. Okay, cool. I'm trying to think of other cartoon shows that kind of made me who I am. Or ones that I just really liked. Man, that's tough. I would say... I like Darkwing Duck, even though I didn't watch too many of the Disney Channel cartoons. But I like it more and more. Like, as the more I think about it, as time has gone on, I'm like, man, that was a good cartoon show. Because he wasn't really a good guy. He was a dude that kind of, like, he just wanted the fame and the glory and the credit of being the hero. And I was like, I really like that. It's different. It's very different. I like that. But I wouldn't necessarily put it in the top 10 shows or anything like that. But it was still good. I'm so close. I'm going to go ahead and play some of this for you guys, so you guys actually see what this is. Can you do deep voices? Oh my gosh, I can do so many good deep voices. Something like Goliath from... Oh my gosh! Oh, dude. If I could do Goliath from Gargoyle, you'd never hear from me again. Or Worf from Star Trek. I've tried to do voices like that. The deep voices that I can do are normally, like, incredibly raspy or incredibly rough, or, have a lot of, like, character to them. Not saying that those don't, but things like, I don't know, I guess Wolverine's kind of a deep voice. The Thing, I love doing The Thing. I can't think of many projects where I've actually done The Thing. I love doing, like, really, like, over-the-top deep voices, like Unicron. Those are really, really good. I really love those. Just curious, haven't heard you perform a deep voice. Well, most of my behind the scenes on my channel, when I do, like, like for Cartoon Hooligans, they normally don't book me for a lot of the deep voices. They normally have you know, other guys. I kind of have like a monopoly on the more strange, unique, funny, or younger voices. But every now and then they do give me deep voices. You know, I have to push it a little bit to do things like Superman and Captain America, because it's like my, you know, my really deep, you know, over the top, you know, almost like radio sound, which has a little bit more, you know, chest noise, I guess, but not that many, I guess. Have a favorite early 2000s cartoon, pre-2010. Whoa. Kim Possible, maybe? Kim Possible, probably. I liked a lot of the Ed, Edd n Eddy, Dexter's Lab, and Johnny Bravo. Those ones I thought were really, really good and written very, very well. I'd probably have to say those. Classic, you know, Cartoon Network's line. Definitely Ed, Edd n Eddy, probably top, just because it was so absurd. I'm marketing for PewDiePie. Well, good job. Good job for you. In different live streams, do you have advice on how I can lure yeah, don't tell them that you're there to lure them. That's probably number one. Don't tell people you're just there to lure them into the grasp of PewDiePie.
Camera just died, and so now there's no FaceTime for the rest of this video. I don't know, maybe that's a blessing for some of you guys who hate looking at me.
Oh, that's running choppy because of the live stream. Oh, don't freeze up on me. Good thing I saved. Come on, don't. All right, well, we'll just give that a second. Yeah, it's acting up. Maybe it has frozen. Yeah, it's not responding. Well, we'll give that a second. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Compilation of my deep voices sometime, or just compilation of all my voices? I want to do a compilation of all my Cartoon Hooligans voices, that's for sure. But I'm not sure. I mean, for the most part, I do basically the same 5 characters for the most part. Every now and then I get to do like different ones. Like Nick Fury, that was hilarious. I love doing that one. You know, what program am I animating using? Okay, so this is an animation program. This is the same program. It's completely frozen. This is the same program that I use to edit my videos. All right. Don't freak out. Nope, that didn't pop it back. All right, well, maybe this is frozen forever. So this is Sony Vegas. This is just the video that or the program that I normally use to edit videos. I'll probably have to close this. But the reason I'm using it is just because it was easier to do, to edit the video and include this animation in. Yeah, let's go ahead and close it. You piece of shit. Close. Yes, close. No, we're not gonna wait. Man. Alright, so I figured out that part of the problem of me trying to do live streams before is processing. There's just so much processing that I need to equate for. So I can't do webcam, I can barely do audio, and I can barely showcase the screen, but I have to close most other programs. So I'm still going to be doing, yes, open it back up. So I'm still going to be doing live streams. I just can't do FaceTime live streams. And I think that was part of the problem. So, oh, come on. Wait, is it good? I can't tell. Actually, no, yeah, I think that is where I left off, more or less. But just in case, we're going to open up. Nope. There you go. You guys get some behind the scenes. Those are all the projects I've been working on the past couple of days. let's see. Any other Funny Guy Timmy wisdom moments that would help me market? Well, here's the thing: is that I don't think you have to, market for PewDiePie. I mean, he already has most of everyone's attention. I think the only question is, why would someone not want to subscribe to PewDiePie? With me, it's because no one knows that I exist. Except for you guys. Thank you. God bless you. But as far as, like, PewDiePie, it's, like, some people are either just not into Let's Plays and just don't know that he does more than Let's Plays. And then some people, only have heard of the controversies behind him and that kind of stuff. And so then you'd have to convince them of otherwise. That's what you'd have to do. Grace says, Vegas? I did not know you could animate within Vegas. Okay, so what I'm doing within Vegas is it's very loose animation. Okay, so all this image, all this right there, is all hand-drawn stills from something that I had. Let's see. Oh wait, no, is that not the right one? That's the right one, right? Oh no, that's the one. Right. Okay. So, so I used 3 programs to animate this. The first one was Rough. I think it's actually called Rough Animator for iPad. And that's actually what I did all this blue animation for. And it's a very simple, very basic, layer-based, onion skin-based stop motion animation. Doesn't have any in-betweens, doesn't do any keyframes or anything like that. It's just still images. And so I did this blue, all this blue, in that. And that was kind of to lay out what I was going to be animating. And then down here, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see these. So if we'd actually get rid of this layer, mute. It's going to take a little while because it's kind of taxing. Okay, there we go. So this, I took each one of the frames that I did in this layer, in that image, and then took them into, you can actually do this by half. That'd probably speed everything up. I actually went into, what was it? I can't think of what it was called. I'll have to look it up. Well, shit. Ugh. Come here, iPad. What you got? Ugh. What do I use to draw? Sketchbook, that's what it is. So I, clean up all these images in Sketchbook, ink them, color them. I was going to shade them, but I'm terrible at shading, and every single one of these images is an individual image, and I didn't want to shade all of them. So I just did it flat shading, just did shadow behind it. And then I did the exact same things with the mouth. I took some, each one of these stills that are in this image, and then redrew, inked, and colored the mouth shapes that I drew by hand. And then imported them as images. And so what I'm having to do, and by the way, this is the hardest and worst way of doing any kind of animation. This is totally wrong. Do not do this. I just boned myself, and I was like, all right, I've already started this. I'm just going to finish it. And so then what I'm doing is each one of these mouth shapes, each one of these, I'm now syncing up to the video underneath so that I have the mouth shapes where they're supposed to be. And this layer, the original sketch, was animated based on voiceover that I recorded ahead of time. So now I don't have to listen to it. I can just follow by the mouth shapes because I already listened to it to draw all this. And so then what I'm going to do is, after I've put them all in the right order, I'm going to take, reposition them in this drop down and reposition them where they're supposed to be. Nope. For these images. And then There you go. That's going to be the whole thing. It is, like I said, the worst way of animating. It is garbage. But, like I said, I already started, and so, screw it. I'm going to finish. I do know a few animators and a few artists and animators, but they're never available to do any projects. Wait, what? Oh, I missed something. Okay. To do any projects, and so I always have to do stuff myself, and I'm not an artist. I'm not an animator. I just barely make by with this stuff, this trash. God, this is some somber music. But this video is for this whole thing was because I did a Let's Play and then the camera died like halfway through, and so I thought it'd be a good idea to do some kind of animation to explain why the camera died. Unfortunately, it was too ambitious for my personal skills. So I hope people enjoy it, you know, and like the, you know, the trade-off is like, oh, well, you know, the camera died, but that was a nice little animation. So I hope that happens, but overall, God, I wish it never did. All right, what else do we got here? How long does it take? Okay, so this first portion that I did days ago, I would spend a couple hours doing in between things that I was doing. I recorded this video a long time ago, but in between doing other things. And pretty much from here, I think from like somewhere in here to here is all today. So I've been doing this all today. How long has this been going on? I don't know how long this recording's been. Oh, 38 minutes. So about 38 minutes as far as I got. I do own a copy of Moho Studio, which is designed better for doing animation and mouth flaps and syncing up and all that kind of stuff. The problem is that I would have to export the video from here, animate in Moho, and then import the video all over again. And I'm not sure that the quality would stay the same going through all of that transfer. So, I mean, the character's not moving, it's just the mouth. So hopefully, after I'm done with all this, I can play the mouth for all you guys. But do we have other ones over here or something? No, I just want to see. Nah. Mute that. I don't need that. Is the election virus? Is the election the coronavirus freaking you out like everyone else? No, it's not. It's not even that big a deal. I mean, yes, anytime there is life lost from a virus, it's a big deal. You know, it's a big deal. The problem is the thing that most people aren't reporting on is the fact that most of the people that have been passing away are people that are already sick, have pre-existing conditions, or are the elderly and the really, really young. And that's most diseases. Like anyone who dies from the flu, it's the exact same thing. Oh. I did it again. So I'm not freaking out about the coronavirus. I do know some people that are freaking out about the coronavirus, and I don't blame them. I mean, anytime there's a new thread of anything, yeah, it's a problem. But, you know, it's not as... I don't think it's as big a deal as people make it out to be. Oh, yeah. It's everywhere. Can't be on Facebook without a meme or some kind of post about the coronavirus. Wait, how far is this going? Oh, that again? Copy. Yeah, you can't go anywhere without it. another huge problem that I have is anytime there's any kind of scare, there will be online trolls who will go out and they're like the Heath Ledger Joker thing. They just want to see the world burn. And so they're just going out to try to propagate more fear. And so, they'll share pictures of things, like, a whole bunch of people in China wearing masks. Well, the problem is a whole bunch of people in China were already wearing masks because, China has smog and problems like that. At least certain areas. So, it's not a good... Basically, if it's on Facebook, ignore it until further notice. Until you find out from outside sources that it's worth your time to pay attention to. I went to someone's channel and they had not been unleashed. I don't know what that means. Unleashed? I don't know what you're trying to say, but just didn't know about PewDiePie. Okay, cool. Wait, so are you 50-50, half of the time PewDiePie, half of the time Chuck E. Cheese? You need to pick a side, dude. You need to find out where you stand, man. I'm not saying that they're against each other, that they're opposites, but they're not synonymous, so... you really need to kind of... You all in for Pewts, you're all in for the Chuck. What are you doing? What are you doing here, dude? Is there more voice acting work during some parts of the year? Absolutely there is. There is definitely tons of more, opportunity and more, clients coming to you for some parts of the year than others. For me, it's normally the end of the year or the beginning of the year. And from what I've found, and this isn't everyone, but from what I've found from most people, that's pretty common. And the reason is most companies do a lot of their marketing or plan for a lot of their marketing at the beginning or end of the year. No. I'm sure it was beautiful, but it was weird. Just didn't fit the current mood. But yeah, there's tons voice acting for some parts of the year, more than others. And like when people when there's a lot of cartoon shows, they always record in seasons. And what they'll do is they'll record it all in bulk. And they will then distribute the whole thing in said bulk, and so you record a lot of that during one part of the year, and then they'll just distribute it. And a lot of the time it's during the beginning of the year. This is actually my slower time of the year, so I can actually get a lot more acting auditions, animation, art, and video editing out of the way. That's what I'm planning on doing. Okay. Both. Okay, you market for both, and you preach of both. Good. Opinions on Samsung Q2U? All right, it sounds familiar, but I don't have all of them memorized. Samsung QU2. Oh, the dynamic microphone, the USB and XLR dynamic microphone. Man, okay, so that one is on my list of ones to review. I believe. Okay, I don't want to say that it sounds amazing for voiceover, but I have high hopes for it being a good to decent traveling mic. One that you could maybe keep in your car, and if you're driving someplace and someone's like, hey, I need to audition or whatever, you know, or a pickup line, and you, oh wait, no, that's an F sound, that's not a T sound. I think that it would be a good one for that, because it is dynamic. It'll probably reject more noise, but at the same time, I can't, you know, praise it or speak of its, you know, functions or anything like that without having reviewed it. But I don't know. There are some dynamic microphones that cost less than that, and some USB mics that cost about that same price that I've used that are, you know, really good. And maybe it stacks up, but I won't know until I review it. So that's all you're getting from me. That's all you're getting from me for right now. Is this holiday music? What is this? I think it's very, very similar to the ATR 2100. I have both of them in my I have an Amazon list for you know, things to review, and I'm hoping that I can get my hands on both of them and do like a shootout. But yes, they do seem very, very similar. Obviously, one is definitely a copy or a rip-off of the other one. I have no idea which one's which, but, you know, there you go. All right, well, good luck, Gray. I don't. Good luck picking up your son. Have fun. Godspeed, I guess. Drive safe. And talk to you later. All right, let's see. Yeah, nice. Yeah, makes sense. I've heard a lot of good things about the mic. Laughing hysterically face. I don't know why you're laughing hysterically. Are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me? I don't understand. Are there any particular VO websites you would suggest for beginners? Actually, yes, there is a video that I did. That's my top 5 voiceover websites. The first 3 are more ones that I suggest for beginners, and the last 2 are ones that, like, as you move forward. So it was Fiverr, definitely Fiverr, because you can market and do anything on Fiverr. Casting Call Club, very specifically for character and animation work. They do a couple other things, but mostly that's what it focuses on. And then ACX, and all 3 of these platforms are free. ACX is for audiobook, and I know a lot of people that get a lot of money doing audiobooks. So these are 3 free websites that, you know, that a amateur or a beginner can get into and slowly build a career through. Those are the top 3. So there you go. I don't know if you asked for a specific number. No, just, all right, there you go. Are those mics good for streaming? I guess they are. I guess so. I mean, really, anything that's USB that plugs into the computer would be good for streaming. But, man, my voice is... I have a lot of low rumbliness in my voice. I wonder if that's because I've been talking for too long, or if it's just the position of the mic. I have no idea. Nope. There we go. What I'm waiting for is, like, animators, like actual professional artists and animators to, like, watch, to come into this stream and just start just shitting on me. To really be like, what's wrong with you, man? What are you doing? This is all wrong. Every bit of this. Adobe products only. That's what I just imagine people say. But that's what most of the tutorials are on animation. It's just Adobe. Not that I have anything wrong with it. It's just like, really? All Adobe? Really? All of it? Yeah, let's keep using this mouth. Because it's a sad, droopy, low energy face. Oh, thank you very much for checking them out. Talking about the microphones? Then you are welcome. I definitely will be reviewing at least one of them at some point in time. No idea when, no idea which one, but definitely will be reviewing one of them at some point. Right now, I'm trying to get a good collection of $50 or less microphones, and unfortunately, both of those fall over the $50 mark. Not necessarily it's a bad thing on those microphones, it's just that means it wasn't on my list as of right now. So, there we go. Oh, nope. Let's see what else we got here. I have returned. I didn't notice you left. I'm not trying to be rude. I forgot that you hadn't responded in a while. Where were you? Everyone else was worried sick. I wasn't, because I'm not looking at my phone at all times. But I hope your travels were well. I hope you made many new converts on your journey to either Chuck E. Cheese or Pewts, or the Great Pewts. Be it however it may. But we wish them all the best. Oh my God, I'm so close. Do not fail me. I'm happy because the first person I checked on said they were subscribed to Butte. You're dead serious about this. All right, well, good. Good for you. Good for you and good for him. Actually, follow-up question, would you suggest working from multiple websites? Multiple. Always multiple. Every single time, multiple websites. Always multiple websites. And the reason is, and it's not necessarily that you're going to get work from all these websites. Here's why, is you want to spread your demos as far as possible. And, you want to get them out there. So I have, probably like 25 websites that I can think of off the top of my head that my demos are on. And I get work off most of them, but there's really only like 3 or 4 that I get the majority of the work. Yay! There we go. That is it. And then he walks away. Oh my God! It took forever. Okay, let's close this. Shut up. Close. I'm going to close as many things so I can play this. We're going to run this at half preview. All right, maybe this will play now. Let's see. But yeah, multiple websites, always multiple websites. So even the ones that cost something, you can still post your demos on, and you can still post your demos on, even if they cost like a membership. What you do is you just don't pay the membership. So things like voices.com, voice123, all those kinds of things. Still put your demo and your headshot and your resume on those websites. So there's one that I subscribe to, or not really subscribe to. I don't pay anything, but I, have my stuff on, and I think I've only done 8 projects in the entire 4-6 years that I've been on the website. But every time someone does come to me and request a project, I don't audition on the website, but they see my audition and they hear me, and then they like, hey, can you do this, all this kind of thing. And the amount that I get paid per project is still worth doing the project. So definitely on as many platforms as possible. So nothing but the best of Chuck E. Cheese Beauty Pie. All right, cool. All right, let's see if this plays.
The camera just died, and so now there's no FaceTime for the rest of this video. I don't know, maybe that's a blessing for some of you guys who hate looking at me. Early Christmas present or something, whatever. But for the rest of the video, it's going to be just faceless commentary, and yeah, I didn't notice until after I was done recording it, so there you go.
All right, there it is. Now all I got to do is go into here and then sync everything up to match the mouths according to where the body shapes are, and that's basically it. I will do that probably later. I'm not going to do that now. I'm tired. But anyway, so that's it. I'm probably going to try to do more things like this anytime I do art or animation where it's me just sitting here and not talking. I'll try to do some more live streams so people can ask more questions. You guys seem to benefit from that, seem to enjoy it. If I can get a better processor in this computer so I can do face cam, I'll try to do that. But as of right now, it's just going to be like all you're going to be doing is hearing me. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and